And now moving into my predictions for Super Showdown this coming Saturday from Melbourne, Australia. Should be a good show. I'm going to go through these quickly because a lot of these are pretty foregone conclusions. For the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, Australia's own Buddy Murphy taking on Cedric Alexander. Should be a great match. I love their first match on 205 Live. I think that took place in Cedric Alexander's hometown earlier this year, so only makes sense to even the score by having Buddy Murphy go over. Because if it's not Buddy Murphy, I guess you could put Leo Rush up against Cedric Alexander for the championship. But, I don't know, it just kind of seems right. Buddy Murphy's in his hometown. The guy's been doing some great work in 2018, excuse me. I feel like it'd be a mistake to not put the championship on him here, so I'll go with Buddy Murphy. John Cena returned for the first time since Greatest Royal Rumble in April to team with Bobby Lashley taking on Kevin Owens and Elias. Who cares? They've been trying to build this up on TV. Good for them. Cena's not even around to build it up. The guy's in China filming some stuff, so the match means nothing. It won't lead to anything either. We've already seen Cena and Owens a bunch of times. We've already seen Cena and Elias a few times. So I don't really care about this match, but I do expect Cena and Bobby to go over. The New Day versus The Bar for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. New Day is winning. They just won the belts back in August. The Bar would be fine tag team champions, but the New Day have a few more feuds to go through before they can drop the championship. I feel. The Iconics, Australia's own, once again taking on Naomi and Asuka. Another match that would mean just nothing normally. I mean, Cena and Bobby means nothing anyway, but at least this match has more meaning because the Iconics are in their native Australia, which is great. I don't really care about the match itself, though. I don't know what the odds are of having the two, or rather three, Aussie natives go over on the same show. Probably not too high, given WWE's track record with that type of thing. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll say the Iconics go over here and beat Naomi and Asuka. I don't know how. I don't know. It won't really lead to anything other than just a rematch on TV 2 days later, with Naomi and Asuka getting their win back, probably in a matter of a few minutes. But at least the Iconics finally get thrown a bone, because they've really been, I don't want to say buried on the main roster since they got called up. I think buried is a pretty strong word. But they have not been used all that well at all. The material in their promos is terrible. I have not seen one memorable Iconics match since they got called up. I never really saw too many memorable Iconics matches, period, in NXT. But at least they had a few good matches with Asuka for the NXT Women's Championship. So there was that. But beyond that, I don't really care about this match. But I do hope and do predict the Iconics to go over here. Ronda Rousey teaming with the Bella Twins to take on the Riot Squad. Rousey and the Bella Twins will win. I mean, I guess Rousey could lose without being pinned, but just to establish tension between Brie and Ronda, but is that really necessary? I don't think that's going to happen. I think they could do Ronda Rousey, the Bella Twins taking the Riot Squad on the show, have Ronda Rousey go over, and then set up Ronda and Nikki for Evolution later on this month, which has not received really any attention whatsoever. Not just that match. I mean, obviously it hasn't been announced yet, but the entire pay-per-view is just a complete afterthought at the moment. They had Alexa Bliss on Raw this week do one of those Moment of Truth segments, or Moment of Bliss, trashing Trish Stratus, but beyond that, we know nothing about the card, and the match has not been built up at all. It's not been built up whatsoever, aside from what we saw on Raw this week. But I expect this to be pure filler with Rousey squashing the entire Riot Squad without the help of the Bella Twins. I assume it becomes Ronda and Nikki versus Sarah Logan and Ruby Riott if Liv Morgan can't go. Hopefully Brie is not relied on too much in this match to do much at all. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz in a number one contenders match for the WWE Championship. This should be great. I would expect Bryan to go over just because he's lost so many times now to The Miz, including at SummerSlam and at Hell in a Cell. He is due a big victory at some point. But I think, I don't know, I think Miz is going to win. I think people predicting that Randy Orton might interfere to attack Daniel Bryan and kick off that feud. I don't think Orton and Dillinger is a full-fledged feud, nor should it be. I think Bryan and Orton is the way they're going to go. Orton's not even on the show. So I think he will show up by attacking Daniel Bryan, giving Miz the victory. Miz goes on to contend for the WWE Championship either at Crown Jewel or at Survivor Series or both. Let's see here. For the SmackDown Women's Championship, Becky Lynch and Charlotte. I'm going to go off on a limb and say Charlotte wins. I don't want her to. I think Becky's doing amazing work right now. But I feel like they might flip-flop the championship a few times over the course of this feud, a lot like Charlotte and Sasha from a few years ago, just to give Charlotte more championships. And Evolution's coming up. Maybe they have... I would rather keep Charlotte in chase mode. It won't affect the fact that she's being booed, I don't think. But they could build to a big blow-off at Evolution, some sort of stipulation match, like a ladder match. Because we've seen the Money in the Bank women's ladder matches, but never a one-on-one women's ladder match in WWE. I think they held one in OVW. that was never televised for WWE TV, obviously. So that's what I would do at Evolution, personally. So I'm going to go Charlotte here. It really doesn't... I think Becky's going to win. I think there's a bigger chance of Becky winning, but I need one surprise pick on this show, so I'll go with Charlotte. The Shield versus Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. I'm going to go with the heel trio. I think Strowman, not really Ziggler and McIntyre as much as Strowman, he needs the victory much more than the Shield does. He's getting a title shot at Crown Jewel coming up in early November against Strowman and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. The guy has no momentum right now. The heel turn was a dumb idea. He lost at Hell in a Cell. He didn't really lose, but he has not won a big match in a while. So I would have Braun win here by pinning Roman Reigns. I think that's the best way to go. And the Shield will bounce back. They won't suffer really any real damage by losing here. So I think it'd be a mistake if they had the Shield win decisively. Now, I know they're teasing the Dean Ambrose thing. I don't think that'll factor into the finish at all, because I don't think Dean Ambrose is leaving the Shield anytime soon. But I do think no matter what, Strowman is picking up the victory here for his team, hopefully by pinning Roman Reigns. AJ Styles and Samoa Joe in a no countout, no disqualification match for the WWE Championship. This should be tremendous. I think the last two matches were great, two of the better matches on those respective shows at Hell in a Cell and SummerSlam, respectively. This should be great. I think with Miz winning the number one contenders match, that AJ wins here. I really want Joe to win the belt. He's been doing great work in this feud. I don't see it happening, though. I just don't. So I'm going to say AJ wins, holds on to the championship for a little while longer. And then the main event for the last time ever, but not really, according to WWE anyway, The Undertaker versus Triple H. And of course, it's already been announced that Shawn Michaels and Kane will be in the corners of Triple H. Did I say Shawn Michaels and Triple H? Shawn Michaels and Kane, will be in the corners of Triple H and The Undertaker, respectively. That, to me, just all but confirms we're getting the tag team match in Saudi Arabia at Crown Jewel, pitting DX against the Brothers of Destruction. It's happening. I mean, at this point, I'm not happy about Shawn Michaels coming out of retirement at this point, but I know it's happening. It's like you have to accept the fact that it's about to happen. You have to accept your fate. So, I mean, it might exceed expectations. It'll be cool. I'd rather see him just leave it where it is. Leave or let die, or whatever the hell the phrase is. I thought he ended on a great note at WrestleMania 26. I would leave it where it is. Just not mess with it. I thought he had an amazing retirement, just to come out of retirement for a stupid-ass tag team match that probably won't be that good in Saudi Arabia. That, to me, seems like a waste, but it's his life. He's making money off it, probably a lot more money than he's ever made before, than he's ever been offered before by WWE. So, but this should be good, I think, with all the bells and whistles. This could be entertaining. I think Triple H needs to win more. Taker has now won. He beat John Cena in a glorified squash at WrestleMania, and then Rusev at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Triple H, I think, won a Survivor Series last year. Has not won a singles match in a while, though. It's been a while. He lost to John Cena at Greatest Royal Rumble and lost a tag team match, the mixed tag team match at WrestleMania. So he needs a victory. And I think having him win here will set up that tag team match with Shawn getting involved, super kicking Undertaker and Kane, whatever, eliminating the threat of Kane at ringside before attacking the Undertaker, costing him the win, will therefore set up the tag team match for Crown Jewel next month.